Hi everybody, how you going? I thought I would get on today and to see how you're all going. Yes, as you know, I'm in Facebook hiatus again. So anyway, it's actually been a great gift. And so I thought what I would do today is get on and just talk about how the triggers and the things that happen in our life, if we can see them as a gift, and how they'll lead us to what it is that we need to clear within us. Yeah, so it's been a little while, so hopefully I can get someone to post this onto Facebook for me so you can catch it up. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, I posted something again as I did, and so this is just to show you how wounding and things like that can work. You know, this is how triggers. So I'm just going to give you an example. So in the light workers group that I'm in, like we're all doing this amazing healing and transformation, and it's just really incredible. But as we're peeling back the layers, different parts of our unhealed egos are sort of bouncing against each other. And and you look at the outside world, and this is what's happening too. Like as we do our inner healing, all of these things are coming up, things that we've cleared inside of us are coming up in the external world. So that shows how powerful what it is that we're doing. So I made a comment in there. Someone posted something about someone that wasn't not a person to be exalted, and actually Bill Gates. And so anyway, so this comment. So I made a comment in there, and then I thought, no, I need to step back. It's not my, it's not the time and place for me to be speaking my truth. So a whole series of events happened after that, and I sort of stepped away from the conversation. I didn't realize that it had actually blown up in the group, and this poor woman got, launched at from all sides, and all different things happened, and I'd sort of walked away. So I'd sort of detonated and walked away. Then I had, so I got locked out of the group. And then I'd also posted on Facebook. So this is all happening simultaneously. So I'd also posted on Facebook about the legalities that are about to be hitting a lot of people that have been forcing things upon us that are not of our choosing. So I posted that. So I got locked out of Facebook, and I got locked out of the group at the same time. And so that part of me that I was healing, that part of me like standing in my truth, speaking my voice, having my voice, standing in my truth, standing in my power, it felt like it was being persecuted again. So then another series of events happened. I had my daughter's school formal last week, which was absolutely amazing. And there was just something that happened that was another trigger for me. And it was a really deep grief trigger. And the things that trigger up, the core of it is never, ever actually what we think it is. So anyway, within the group, we're doing trades, and there's this amazing man, Walter Boyd. Oh my gosh, the most incredible man. And so he took me on this journey into a past life and it was just a spontaneous thing that happened as far as, sorry, that's just him. Someone pointed out to me. A deep, really past life where, there was a part of me that had always been like a soldier, with a suit of armor, and, always standing there defending the honor and defending the truth and trying to get that justice, but it never seemed to come. So that soldier had his eye gouged out, and it also had an axe through his heart. And so as we progressed through the journey, it was just the most amazing, incredible thing. So this man that had this big armor on, so this is my divine masculine, so this man had this big armor on, as we went through this process of compassion and healing and just acknowledging his pain and all of that sort of stuff, the armor started coming off. And it was just this most amazing process of I can't even describe it. I wish I could, I just can't even describe it. It was just the most amazing process. So in the end, his name was Aaron from Aramee. So this past life aspect of who I am. And he'd been so beaten down, and he was so exhausted, and he had so much grief and trauma and sadness and everything inside of him. So everything he was doing robotic. So it sort of felt like, and it had no point to it. And as we moved through the journey with it, It turned out that his wife, his pregnant wife, who was his twin flame, had been murdered and raped in front of him, and the baby killed as well. So there was this huge, huge trauma. So carrying the actual axe in the heart was actually less painful than the loss, and the grief and the trauma. So we were able to clear this deep, deep, deep trauma. It was just the most exquisite experience. And in the end, the end result was that he took off his armor and he just had like a fine mesh. So it was like the full armor of God. And he actually transformed. His eye restored itself. And from the feeling of heaviness and ugliness and being weighted down by all of this grief and trauma and all of the killing and all of the stuff that was going on, he emerged into this really beautiful man. He was really, really handsome. And then as the journey progressed, his wife came in. Catherine, his wife came in, his beautiful wife. So they were able to reconnect, and he was grieving also the loss of the child that he could never have, that child that he would never get to see. So this beautiful baby emerged, and her name is Louise. So there was this amazing, exquisite experience of synthesis, of things coming together, like my divine masculine, my divine feminine. And it was just the most powerful, amazing experience. So, and the end result of that was that he'd surrendered the fight. It's like he doesn't need to fight anymore. He doesn't need to stand there. He doesn't need to defend his position. He doesn't need to be the one to bring in the justice, and because that's going to happen naturally anyway. And that was such a huge relief. And I feel like in this lifetime, I've always been the one to stand up, have a voice, defend the underdog, and that's also a very masculine thing to be doing. And which is all well and good, but I can actually have more effect just by being in the presence of who I am. So it was the most exquisite transformation. So, and with transformation, there always comes a time of integration, So I've just spent the weekend like integrating all of these parts of me and, just coming back into who I truly am, but as my divine masculine fully balanced. And now I feel that Aaron, my divine masculine self, we can walk together beside each other, and we don't need to fight anymore. We can walk together in harmony, taking action when we need to, trusting the intuition, and being able to nurture that divine baby, which is the inner child. So it's just been a really, really profound process of healing and integration. So, and that's what we're doing at this moment, at this moment in time, like all of those things that are triggers for us in our lives have come from other lifetimes, and their karmic imprints, there's anger and there's rage and there's sadness and there's grief, and there's so much grief and sadness. Oh my gosh, I don't think since I've started this course, I've ever cried so much. So my first book was going to be like The Eternal Onion, because the more layers we peel back, there just seems to be more and more and more. And then I found like the eternal tap. It's like these tears. Where do they store in your body? Where are they? But there's all of these aspects of us are coming together, and all of this grief and trauma of everything that we've experienced, and we're still experiencing it just in different ways. Like it's not as like they're doing it in different ways. They're doing it but it's still the same people doing the same things, and it's the same wounding. So as we move through more of that, and we release all of that trauma and that pain that we're not even aware that we're carrying, the outer world's going to get better and better. So that whole thing to me represented, like authority. It represented, all of these things that I'd sort of been fighting against, like as in my masculine. But my masculine was feeling so beaten down. So it was like always fighting systems, and always always just fighting, always just standing up, always having to have a voice, and then I just realized, I just had this huge surrender moment. It's like, it's actually not my job. I don't need to fight anymore. I don't need to defend anybody anymore, because it's not my job. I don't need to be out there at rallies anymore and doing all of that. And I've loved doing all of that. But now it's time to be feminine receptive. Now it's time to be in my full goddess, fully integrated enlightenment being, this powerful being that I know that I am, and the essence of Sequoia. Sequoia is one of the oldest trees on the planet, and it carries the wisdom and the divinity and all of the knowledge of all of the trees from the beginning of time. And it feels like this process for me has been a part of stepping into and really claiming that essence. So I've got a thing at the moment. I'm going to get a t-shirt made. I'm a tree having a human experience. And I know, Walter, if you see this, you'll be the only person that really gets that. But it was just such a profound journey. So, and that's why I thought I'd get on today, just talking about all of the things, what are the triggers? What are the things in your life? How can you see them? Because we keep bumping up against the same thing or the same issue or the same thing, but it always comes in a different form. So you might find that the universe is giving you all of these signs, but you're not sort of seeing the signs. And once you get to the core of the trigger and you release it, it doesn't have any hold on you anymore. So everybody's going to trigger, everyone's going to be triggered at different times. Different people are going to trigger us. And yeah, so I just sort of get on it and just, what we're all going through at the moment, and also too part of this process of transformation, like within the group, such a potent group of people, and we're all going through this deep trauma and healing and grieving. And I've never ever been in an environment or any learning that I've done where there's been this massive support, and the goal for every single person is to love themselves, to be compassionate with themselves, and to have those massive breakthroughs. And as we're doing this, because we're such a bunch of powerful light workers from all around the world, and we're all learning to step into that, to claim that power, because that's what we've all come here to be. That's what we've all come here to do. We've all got this amazing, incredible power within us. But we've had all of these layers of things that have dimmed our light and dimmed our vision of the world. And we have this feeling inside of us. We know that we're powerful, but through all of our lifetimes, we've been knocked down, we've been persecuted in whatever form, rejection, abandonment, not being enough, all of those things that we've believed about ourselves. So in the process of that, I've really up-leveled my work. I've really up-leveled my sessions with the people that I'm doing with, the sessions that I'm doing with people. And it's just such a profound honor to be able to be a witness to such incredible transformations that people are going through. And it's instant and it's long lasting. It's not just you go and you do this stuff and then nothing happens and your life doesn't change. These are really significant breakthroughs that people are making. So when I post this, I'm just also in the process of reinventing my whole course and everything that I do, because in the past, what we were doing was, we were helping the inner child heal, teaching different techniques to be able to, because we have to become our own healers. I'm just someone that can give you tools. It's up to you to use them, but giving you different tools of empowerment, like tapping, this compassion key that we're doing, like pulling out energy, replacing it with other stuff. And as we do that, all of the layers that we're peeling back, like, from birth, being in the womb, that's the most traumatic, actually. If you haven't cleared that wound, that can be one of the most traumatic things, because, we carry in the womb, while we're in the womb, say your mother didn't want you, or say you came as the result of violence, or there was a lot of stress or disharmony while you're in the womb. Or maybe your mother had lost another child beforehand and she was still grieving, so you picked up on all of that grief. Or maybe you really weren't wanted, so all of these different things affect us as we're moving through our life. And then as you go through, like all of the different things that have happened as a result of that. So coming out not feeling enough, or we may be born into a big family and we're passed over, or we may, like we're just another blip in the bigger picture of things. Or we may have come through and been the first child, and then a sibling comes and it's like you get passed over, or you could be born and you could have a sibling that's sick, either older or younger than you. There's all of these different things that affect us in so many different ways that we're just not aware of. And then working through like what happens as a toddler, you see children and they're just the most amazing, incredible, just the most amazing, incredible beings. And they're happy and they're spontaneous and they're in the moment. And then the no's start coming in. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do this. No. So then what happens is that we start believing, these feelings that maybe we'd had, that we weren't worthy, that maybe, we didn't really want to be here. It felt like we're in the wrong family, or we're really sensitive and there's all of this harshness and violence and this awful energy going on and you don't know how to process your emotions. So all of those moments get trapped in time, and it's like being in quarantine. So these little moments and these little things of trauma and stress and everything that we experience get trapped in time. So we'll have different things that will trigger us, you know, as we get older and older, but it's actually going back to those times back in the past where we've had that trauma. So when you can go back and clear that, then, you know, clearing like the little 5-year-old going to school, and, you know, there's different things at different ages that come up for us. And those things, if they go unhealed, will always trigger us. So when we're acting out, or when you know, so say something triggers us and we react in a way that we wouldn't ordinarily, you know, that's that unhealed of us part saying, hey, you know, what about me? I'm needing some attention. I'm needing some acknowledgement. And until we actually do, we're not going to change those things. We're not going to, those triggers are going to keep coming. So, and this is just about giving compassion to the self. I've just found it to be the most incredibly gentle, amazing process I've ever experienced. And because we're not taught that. We're not taught to give ourselves compassion. You know, I'm so sorry you're sad. I'm so sorry you're angry. I'm so sorry they didn't love you. I'm so sorry. Just giving that compassion to the self adds a whole, new dimension of self-love. So, and then, you know, working through the teen years, you know, and if there's been sexual abuse, that's huge. I mean, that affects or not just sexual abuse, you know, physical, mental, spiritual, sexual abuse. It affects every area of our lives, all of our lives, you know, and we keep marrying our parents, or we keep attracting them as partners, or they keep coming into our lives in different forms, you know. So we have this distorted picture of reality, you know. We want the big happy ending with the white picket fence and the beautiful home and the happy family, but it never happens. We just get more versions of what we had when we were growing up, because that's the viewpoint that we've been given to it's like the lens of the camera, the way we look through the camera, and the distorted perceptions that we have of things. You know, if we've had a controlling mother or father, chances are pretty good you're going to attract a controlling partner or sibling or teacher or workmate, or you're going to become that person. Or if we've had someone that's been the victim, or we've had someone that's been shut down emotionally, or we've had someone that's been violent, all of those things are what create the view, the way that we look at the world, and the way that we view ourselves and those around us. So, and then working through the teen years and all that sort of stuff, it's just mind-blowing. And then the past lives, you know, going through the past lives. And once the inner child's fortified, everything in your life changes. Absolutely everything changes. When that child that's been repressed and trapped in you know, like a time capsule of terror and stress and trauma and all of these really confusing emotions that have never, ever been acknowledged. So that poor child's had to navigate through life, you know, learning to process things in their way, and, you know, not having any support, not having that guidance, not having anyone to protect them or keep them safe. We're always going to keep attracting those things in our life. So once we clear all of those layers, and it doesn't have to take a long period of time, but once we clear all of those layers, things start changing. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm upgrading I'm really up-leveling with the work that I'm doing with people. In the comments, I will put like a price list and everything like that, and you can do, there's all different things that you do. I do as part of a whole course, but, you know, if you want to do one, or one feels relevant, or one feels significant. So I was doing a 5-week course. I've now moved it to 8 weeks, because I'm including in that, you know, the healing of the womb, which I hadn't included before, but the healing in the womb is so important. You know, that healing in the womb to feel like you belong and that you're loved, and that's the first healing that needs to take place. And then at the end of it, I've incorporated bringing in the divine masculine feminine, you know, bringing in your so like your male and a child if you're a female, and vice versa, you know, your female and a child if you're a male, because that needs to be balanced as well too. And it's just so important. So let's go again. Anyway, so yeah, I just thought I would just get on today and just, you know, if anybody's wanting any help in peeling back these layers and That's what I'm here to do. And I'm really, really good at it. You know, I am really, really good at what I do. And I love what I do. And I just feel very blessed to be able to be a witness to miracles for others, and also to co-create miracles and bring miracles into my own life as well too. So, and that's what we're all here to do. We're here to realize our full potential and realize that we are the most amazing beings of light. So, might just do like a little meditation at the end here, but as I said, you know, contact me if you want to shift some stuff, because now's the time. And you know, the more we do it, the more it affects humanity. There's a saying, change is always messy was it uncomfortable in the beginning, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the other end. So, and that's what's happening on the planet. You can see it. You can see the outer changes. You can see that it's all turned around. And yes, it's not happening as, you know, whatever time or whatever dates or whatever we're told, but it is happening, you know, and this is something that's been in the making for thousands of years, as have the wounds that we've carried as well too. So, you know, this is the time to clear it all. This is the time just to be free of all of that fear and trauma and victimhood and not being enough and, you know, not being abundant, not having enough money, all of that stuff. It all comes from these unhealed layers within us. You know, people say, oh, you know, I need to work on the abundance. Well, abundance is always about worthiness of the self. How worthy do you feel of abundance in yourself? You know, how worthy do you feel? Are you worthy of receiving? Do you give more than you receive? Do you spend everything you get? You know, what does abundance look like to you? So there's so many different layers. But once we clear those distorted lenses of when we're growing up and when we're in the womb and our past lives, abundance just naturally comes. Because to me, and I've always said this, abundance is from the heart. You know, abundance is the love and the joy and the celebration and the friendship and the money and the adventures and the experience. And that's our birthright. Every single person on the planet's birthright is to be super abundant. So yeah, so I'll just do a little quick tune in meditation. And as I said, you know, get in touch with me if you want to do some work, because it's really powerful work. And I'm really, really proud to be who I am. You know, I'm really owning who I am now. I'm really owning the essence of the sequoia tree, which is about wisdom and divinity and, you know, just being truly who you are, just being unapologetically you. So, yeah, so that's all I'm going to say about that. But I'll just tune in and we'll see what's coming through. Just take in a deep, deep breath and just put one hand on your heart and one hand on your solar plexus. And as you do, just breathe in light and just ask that your higher self comes in. Just feel the essence of your higher self coming down, beautiful golden pillar of light. Bringing your higher self auric cloak. Just bringing all of this beautiful energy, all of the beautiful change and transformation and everything that you've come through and that you've gone through, just releasing all that no longer serves and just breathing in all of the change and transformation. And just feel it in your cells and your atoms and your DNA, and just know that this essence of love, that you are that love. And I'll just say a few things to you. Just imagine now you're holding your beautiful little inner child, whatever age comes to mind. And you're just giving this beautiful love to this child. I'm so sorry I didn't love you the way you needed to be loved before. I'm so sorry I didn't know that I needed to connect with you before. I'm so sorry we've been so disconnected. I'm so sorry the time in the womb was so traumatic and that you had to leave your soul family behind. I'm so sorry that coming into this world was such a big shock, and all of the different sensations and that warm, nurturing womb was all of a sudden gone, and you came out into this big world where there was lots of noise and lots of colours. And then as you progressed through, all of the adults and the people around you that supposedly had all of the wisdom were turning you against yourself, were turning against themselves, because they didn't know how to love you. They didn't know how to give you what it was that you needed. They did the best they could with what they had. And that's why your journey's been so difficult, because you've come in to break all of that. because the destination for each and every one of us is love. And that love comes from being compassionate with yourself. So just feel now like that little baby coming, like, sitting up, rolling over, then starts crawling, then starts walking and running and talking and just being full of absolute love and spontaneity and laughter. And just feel that energy of that love now growing through the childhood, releasing all of the fear and the sadness and the doubt, just loving that child now, giving that child the love that you never received, giving that child all of the support you never received, and the protection and the safety and the guidance. And just feel the difference in how it would be for you growing up if you had that as a child. Just imagine the beautiful, loving relationships that you would have, the financial abundance, the freedom, the confidence as you move through life, knowing that if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. You just get back up and you try again, and learning, just learning all the way through, but learning about yourself, learning about who you are, learning about how you can be the best version of yourself. So imagine yourself now, you're coming through the teens, and oh my gosh, that may have been traumatic. That may have been awful with what was going on with the hormones and the peer pressure and what was going on at home and what was going on out in the world, and not being guided or protected and making really bad choices and doing really awful things, all in the name of finding love, all in the name of feeling acceptance and belonging. So just loving that teenage child now. Imagine that beautiful teenage child just getting all of the love and the guidance, and they might not like it, but the tough love that they need, those boundaries that they need to be able to get through life, to be able to think for themselves, to be able to not just go to school to get a job, but to be able to learn how to think, how to be a really amazing, awesome human being, realizing your full potential, not having to live up to anybody else's expectations, not having to please others for approval or love or respect, but just being unapologetically who you are, full sovereign beings. And feel this now, this energy as you go through into your 20s and your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and beyond. The confidence and the courage and just the amazing energy that you have with you. Because all of those things from the past are gone, and it's a totally different reality. Get a sense now of the most perfect home, amazing, beautiful home, and the perfect partner, perfect bank account, perfect adventure, the perfect life expression, all of those things. Just imagining that, giving love to you, to your inner child, to your inner baby, to your inner teenager, just doing that, love and compassion would have changed everything. So just now imagine that you're standing in front of yourself as you are now. And I want you to look deep into your own eyes and look deep into your soul and just see all of the beauty of who you are. See all of the love of who you are, and that empowerment comes just from being yourself. And see all of the beautiful things that you would attract into your life just by being you, and feel the merging of this energy now. Feel yourself merging into yourself, stepping into the being that you came here to be. And just knowing that all things are possible and that you are the most amazing, magnificent being, and that each and every one of us is made in the likeness of God. None of us is any better or any worse than anybody else. We've all got the same wounds. We all put our pants on the same way. It doesn't matter what color we are. We put our pants on the same way. We brush our teeth the same way. We're all just doing the best we can with what we have. So just imagine now that you're sending this energy of integrated enlightenment forward into the future. And as you do so, you see yourself connecting now with the perfect partner, because you've come into alignment. You see that beautiful, rich, rewarding life that you have together. See your kids happy, growing up, having kids, doing what they need to do, but they're all fully empowered and embodied, and they're sovereign. Every being is sovereign. Everybody's abundant, everybody's got the home that they want, and, everybody's just got the freedom to be who they are and just to do what they need to do when they want to do it. And money's not an issue because it's just an energy. So just sending that beautiful essence of love to the higher self of money, to the consciousness of money, and to bring that into you now. Feel that consciousness increasing within you. And sending it out to the planet, seeing all of the abundance that you've got, you can do so much to help other people, and you can travel freely, and you can You know, you can just potter and do your art or create things or whatever it is you want to do, because you haven't got that essence of worry that's been there. It's been at the core of all of humanity, lack for such a long time. So just see that gone and feel the lightness and feel the celebration of the Jubilee of humanity as all are coming together. And all that we've had to come through, all of the layers that we've had to peel back through all of the lifetimes, have brought us to this moment, to this point here, right in this time in history's humanity, the most powerful time to be alive, where all of that stuff now, we can let it all go as we step forward into the new world that we knew that we came here to co-create. We can step forward fearless and free, all together, moving forward into the new dimensions of time and space. So just feel this integration now and bring that energy from the future back into the here and now. Command it now. Command. I command that which is my birthright to come to me now. I command my divine love to come to me now. I command the wealth and riches and abundance of the universe, the most delicious richness and wealth that you could possibly bestow upon me. I command it. I call it into physical form. I call all of those things into physical form. I command it. So just feel the power of that. Command. I command the angels to help. I command my spirit guides to pave the way. I command assistance and guidance now. And wait for the answer. See what the reply is and act on it. And I command to be the best version of myself that I came here to be. And I command all parts of me that are unhealed now, all soul fragments through all dimensions in time and space that have been wounded in any way, shape or form. Just know that this compassion is for each and every one of you, for all of the grief and the trauma and the sadness and loss and the violation and the sacrifice and the persecution and all of that stuff. Imagine now you're just dumping all of that stuff. You've got one bucket on one side of the room and you're putting all of that stuff into it. Just see it, all of the clutter that's in your life and in your mind and in your consciousness. Just imagine you're putting it all in there. And that bucket has a plug at the bottom of it. So just see this plug. The plug's in the bucket and putting all of those fears and traumas and doubts, everything in that bucket. And now we put in the other bucket all of the things that you want, all of the things that you claim for yourself, all of the beauty of your life, all of the beautiful gifts and the things that you've got to share and the abundance and the love and the respect and all of that stuff. Just put all of the good stuff into the other container. Let's make them crystal containers. Okay, so now the one with the plug that's got all the stuff in it, pull the plug out. Just see it going down the drain, all of it, all of the crap, all of the fears and the worries and all of the crap of the mind. Just see it all draining down. And as it does, beautiful violet flame comes in and transmutes all of that energy as it's going down the drain, transmutes it all into the highest vibration of light. And then we put the plug into the other beautiful container and we fill it up and we flood it with light and we flood it with the consciousness of who we are. We flood it with all of the beautiful desires and all of those needs that have never been met. They're now free to be met. Calling in the love, the passion, the excitement, calling in the travel, the adventure, the abundance, everything. And just really, really raising the vibration of that now, bringing it into the highest portal of light and bringing that into your consciousness now, merging with all of that, becoming one with it. All of the qualities of love, of compassion, of strength, of power, of sovereignty, of embodiment, all of the amazingness of who you are. Just step into it now, claim it. And as you do so, feel your vibration increase and sending that energy out now into the future, seeing your future, seeing those beautiful things manifesting, seeing your path ahead of you being cleared, and bring that energy back into the here and now. I command all of this now. I claim it in physical form here and now. Then let it go and just expect miracles. So with this energy, send it out into the day, into the week, into the year, sending it out way out into the future, bringing it back into the here and now, claiming it here and now. And by doing that, you're putting your intentions out to no longer allow or accept those things that don't serve you anymore, and to easily release those things, people, situations, jobs, whatever it is that are no longer of your vibration. Let go and let God and trust that the universe has your back. And to expect miracles. Expect all of these beautiful things to just come bouncing into your life. So feel now the anticipation and the expectation of miracles. I deserve big, life-changing money miracles in my life, here and now. I deserve to be loved, supported, held, nurtured, protected with my most divine partner. I deserve that here and now, and I claim it here and now. And just imagine all of the other things that you're claiming now. You deserve them. So now, as we come to a close with this, feel how your vibrations increased. Feel how light it feels to have let go of all of that stuff. Just know that you are made in the likeness of God. Each and every one of us is equal to God. Each and every one of us is equal to the universe. And that might just start as a tiny flame within, but it burns into a beautiful flame. So let your creative passions be awakened. Let all of the lifetimes of stuff now, let you have the rewards now. Claim the rewards of all of the work that you've done through all of the lifetimes, and know that it will be done. So as you bring your energy back now into your physical body, just feel all of that stuff dissolving away. And as you do so, feel your cells, your atoms, and your DNA being activated with this new energy, this lightness, this incredible essence of who you are. And as you do that, you'll find that things will just naturally unfold. So coming back into the body, bringing with you all of these beautiful gifts, all of this amazing energy, and this feeling of lightness, excitement, and anticipation. Know that they will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and so it is. So that's me for today. I will put in the comments all about the work that I'm doing, and if you want to be a part of it, I would really love that. And those of you that have been through my programs, there's a deal in there as well too. So a lot of people are coming back for a redo, coming back because there's always stuff that we need to clear. So I send you, each and every one of you, so much love and so many blessings. I'm so excited for what is about to unfold for all of humanity. I can feel that unfolding within myself, and I know that the more we clear back, the more we peel back the layers, the less resistance there is to all of the beauty and the magic that we're entitled to. It's our birthright. Anyway, I'm sending you so much love, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Just stay positive, stay happy, keep loving yourself, and be really, really kind to yourself. That's the best thing that we can do. Lots of love. Bye.